Outstanding. I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Selectmen for Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. Time now is 7 p.m. Do we begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Any public comments? Anybody on?
No.
Seeing none. Any correspondence?
No.
Okay. I move that we approve the Board of Selectmen regular meeting minutes from December 17th, 2024. Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Looks like we were all here. With that, I'll try your minds. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We're going to not do a first second report tonight to move along with business. There's no old business. Let's move to new business. I would accept a motion to set the date for the annual town budget meeting. By the way, it should be the annual, I guess it's still annual town budget meeting. Should we change that? I accept a motion to set the date for the annual town budget meeting for April 2nd, 2025 at 7 p.m. in the VHS auditorium.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Okay, so what I'd like to do with respect to the consideration for the appointments of board and commissions is create a consent calendar. So I move we create a consent calendar. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. So what I'll do is what you have before you have the actual list of the appointments we're doing. I'll read through the appointments and then we can, discuss, whether we're going to, it's up for consent with each one. And then I also provided a sheet that just shows all the appointed boards. Anything right now highlighted in yellow is something that's vacant and will be vacant after tonight. So these are just kind of for your reference to hold on to. First off, Eric Swenson is town engineer until he's replaced. We didn't, he's actually our public works, but there was never actually an appointment to make him town engineer. So with that, I'd like to add that to consent. Any problems? Great. Appoint Michael Connors as deputy fire marshal for a term expiring January 7th, 2029. He is a deputy. He's still doing stuff for us, and his term had expired long ago. So I'm reappointing him to deputy. Any problems with consent calendar? Commission on Aging, reappoint Judy Novacek as a Republican to Commission on Aging for a term expiring January 1st, 2029. She was endorsed by the Republicans. Any problems with that here to consent?
No.
Emergency Medical Services Commission, appointing Chief Douglas Evanuska to the Emergency Medical Service Commission. He'll be entitled to the commission membership so long he's chief of the Stony Hill Volunteer Fire Department. He was elected chief last month and it starts this month. Any problems with the consent calendar?
Excuse me, I just have a question. Would he be an ex officio member?
No, he's an actual member.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's one commission too. It doesn't matter where you live. You're a member by your position in town. In the Ethics Commission, we'd like to reappoint Frances Pohl to the Ethics Commission for a term expiring on January 3rd, 2028. She was recommended by the Republicans. Any problems with adding her to the consent calendar? And then we're going to appoint David Olson to the Ethics Commission for a term expiring January 3rd, 2028. He was recommended by the Democrats. Any problems with adding him to the consent calendar? To the Fire Commission, we're going to reappoint Doug Cooney to the Board of Fire Commission for a term expiring December 4th, 2028. Any problems with adding to the consent calendar? For the Housing Authority, we're going to reappoint Gary Rosado to the Bethel Housing Authority for a term expiring on January 7th, 2030. He was recommended, it's a 5-year term. It's one of the long ones. He was recommended not only by our town planner, but also they found that again. I'd like to add, we're going to reappoint Tia Murphy. She's unaffiliated to the library board for a term expiring on January 1st, 2029. Any problem adding her? Okay. We'd like to reappoint Rebecca Hussey to the library board for a term expiring January 1st, 2029. She was recommended by the Bethel Democrats. Any problems here? We'd like to reappoint Constance Kaufman to the library board for a term expiring on January 1st, 2029. Any problem adding her to the consent calendar? For Public Site and Building Commission, we have a new one here to appoint Jeff Pokelemba He's an unaffiliated to fill a vacancy on the Public Site and Building Commission left by Roy Steiner for a term expiring on January 4th, 2027. Now, you'll note here that the term has been corrected. Steiner should have been reported in 2023 to seat 7, and we're trying to now rearrange a couple of those terms to get them back so they don't all expire at one time. Any problems with adding Mr. Pokelemba to the consent calendar? Thank you. Next up, we're going to appoint David Resendez as a regular member of the Public Site and Building Commission for a term expiring on January 4th, 2027. Similar situation. We corrected the term because Dino Gualtieri should have been reappointed in 2023. There were actually a series. Josh Adams came in and Gerald Roche, but the term had been off from the previous administration. I'll also mention here that David Resendez was a temporary member doing the HVAC and has done a great job on the commission. And it's really nice to have an HVAC person. So that's why I reappointed him. Any problems with adding Mr. Resendez to the consent calendar? Next up, we're going to reappoint David Horvath to the Public Site and Building Commission for a term expiring on January 1st, 2029. He is recommended by the Bethel Republicans. Any problems with adding him to the consent calendar? Right?
Still very good.
Yeah. For the Park and Recreation Commission, we are going to reappoint Scott Perry to the Park and Recreation Commission for a term expiring on January 1st, 2029. He's been recommended by the Bethel Republicans. Any problems with adding him to the consent calendar? We're going to reappoint David Pingenberg. Am I saying that right? Do you guys know
I think
David?
it's fine.
Pinenberg? Thank you. To the Park and Recreation Commission for a term expiring on January 1st, 2029. It was recommended by the Bethel Republicans. Any problems with that again? And really great news here that we're going to reappoint Lou Valente to the Park and Recreation Commission for a term expiring on January 1st, 2029. He's been recommended by the Bethel Democrats. Any problem with that? Okay. To the Youth Commission, we're going to reappoint Gary Reagan to the Youth Commission for a term expiring on January 4th, 2027. He's been recommended by the Bethel Republicans. Any problems with adding him to consent? Okay. We're going to reappoint Marie Muthersberg to the Youth Commission for a term expiring on January 4th, 2027. Problems with adding her to the consent calendar? And finally, we're going to reappoint Amy Kotak to the Youth Commission for a term expiring on January 4th, 2027. She's been recommended by the Bethel Republicans as well. So with that, that's a complete list. Any discussion or anything we should be adding? So with that, for the consent calendar, as we read, I'd like to make a motion to accept the consent calendar.
Second.
And
I'll make a
you move.
motion.
Okay, second, great. Okay, all in favor of approving the consent calendar?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? No, motion carries. So with that, I would accept a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
And all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Time now is, we're adjourned at 7:08.